What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on Laz's old Dodge. This was his first truck, and he found it on OfferUp one morning, totally random, and he had to have it. So here it is. Going to be doing a lot of body work and painting it electric blue. It's going to take a lot of work to get there, but we can do it. The bed is very rough. It's got these little brackets here holding it from shaking. It's missing some metal there and here. It is rough. No good. I have a solution for this. Feast your eyes. Almost perfect, complete bed. The corners are good. No cracks on the dually fenders. The paint looks awesome. Very minor stuff needs work. Little corner right here. Already start pulling off these bolts so I can get these rails out. We're not gonna be using those. And then we'll pull the liner off as well so that we could paint into the bed, make it look more factory. And here's the tailgate that I found. Very good condition. The nuts behind these are real rusty, so I'm just gonna cut the heads off of all of them and pop it out like that. Should be a little easier. They're like real bad, probably some cheap stuff. There we go. Got a good grab on it. I got that one ground down. Alrighty, sweet. Grind this flat. I'll tap this down, grind them so I could weld them, and then just do a little repair right here. No big deal. Weld all these up. This bedside is nice. You ask 10 different people how to repair this, you're gonna get 10 different answers. I'm gonna show you my way. Just a couple simple tools. This is a lady's foot and one of the hammers from the set of hammers and dollies for body working. I'm just gonna tap this down, and then I'm gonna go in here, hopefully be able to pull that tab out so that it looks like the other ones. I think that'll work just fine. And then up here I gotta pull up, pull this out. I'm not trained in body work, but I am pretty creative. Yeah, they peeled that back pretty good. Got this little indent here. Good. Right here a little bit. I'm happy with that. This is not super important. You know, it's not like a body line or anything, but it somewhat matches the other ones. Once you get the epoxy on there and give it a little sanding, it'll look good. This is what we're left with. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that process on all the other ones. Here we have it. Nice and flat. Just needs a little skim coat. Real good. Good and good. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that process on this side. These all plugged up as well and sanded smooth. Same thing as the other side. Got all these screws out and all the other miscellaneous stuff. Hopefully this doesn't fight me too bad. We'll see. It's pretty tucked up under there. Okay. And I'm really hoping there's no hidden rust. This bed is clean, but you never know under plastics and liners and things. Woo. A lot of dirt and leaves. cleaned up and see how we look under here. Hey, buddy. This is wild. If you guys know anything about second gen Rams, you know this is a unicorn right here. Have such a clean bed, amazing. I haven't even washed it. We have a couple minor dings here on the tailgate. Right there, you can see one. Here. And then right here's another one. We got two small spots right here on the top of the tailgate. Here. You can't just come in here and sand it and then try and fill it. What'll happen is you'll have a high spot around the low ding. And when you try to sand this smooth, you're gonna end up with either a lot of filler and it's still not gonna be perfectly flat, or you're just gonna keep sanding and you'll get a high spot of metal around the ding. So the best thing to do is remove the ding and then do your body work. Here's what I'm gonna be using. This is a dent puller from Harbor Freight. It's gonna weld on this little stud right here. And then with this slide hammer, I'm gonna grab the stud, pop it up, and that should remove the dent and at the same time, flatten that metal. Repeated the same process on that one. Do the same here. So you see I sanded this and that low spot is still there. Around here is low and this is all high. If I were to come in and do like a block sanding, you'd see it. Looking at it from the top and I can see when it's flat. That looks perfect.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
There was only a few places where I went down to bare metal, so as long as this comes out fine, I think what I'm gonna do is just do the primer surfacer rather than the epoxy primer, because it's okay for smaller spots. I'm just using a regular razor blade here, nice and flat. Get all this old double face tape out. We're not going to be using that black section that they use from factory. That's kind of just old style. We're going for a more modern look while still being classic. We're not going to be doing any LED lights or nothing fancy, but just trying to modernize a little bit. Just gonna go around and sand this whole thing, get it ready for the areas that need some sealer, and then the rest is just gonna be pretty much getting it ready for paint. If there's anything I think is worth showing, I'll show you guys, but if not, it's just gonna be a bunch of sanding. Got a whole lot of sanding done. I got a lot of hours into sanding in this thing. It looked really good, and it really was, but it had been previously repainted, so I didn't want to have all those layers of paint, excuse me, and I went ahead and sanded it down quite a bit, made everything nice and flat, nice and straight. All these areas here that I did the filler, I went ahead and block sanded them, and I'll show you that now. And then in this corner as well, I went ahead and filled that and sanded it smooth. It looks great. We'll see what happens when I put the primer. Hopefully better than when I did the Beetle. Yeah, let me show you around. These taillights, they're gonna get painted. So for now, I'm just gonna prime them. I had to get all the edges, since these are some Chinese ones, I had to take all the edges down where they were nice and sharp. So now it's all smooth. And I sanded this a little bit, but mostly hit it with the red Scotch-Brite. Got that all taped off, ready for primer. I'm gonna do some of this first, the plastic adhesion promoter. We'll do that first. I'm very happy with how this came out. So you see there's no bullseye, there's nothing. That's because we pulled it first from the center. This is so thin you could literally see through the filler, and that is dead smooth. Same thing here, real nice and smooth, flat, straight, all that. All these came out nice. I plugged these holes with a little bit of filler. I put some tape on the back, cupped like this, just so it could hold some more filler. I made sure it was bare metal rather than rust. It's not the proper way of fixing it, but it's good. It'll last forever. This is real nice. All these repairs came out beautiful. Look at that in the light. And when you have this in the corner, it looks a little rough, but it is smooth. So it should come out good with the primer. I have about 10 minutes to spray because I already did all the plastic adhesion promoter along the bare plastic and the new tail lights. So I'm kind of rushing here. Plenty of time, but still, if I get a little issue, I gotta solve it quick. So hopefully we have no issues. Everything sprays on good. It is pretty cold out here right now. It's definitely warmer in here than it is outside. So I'm not too worried about spraying in the cold. If I were doing paint and clear, I wouldn't paint in this weather or this temperature. But I'm not worried about it currently.
Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me.
Oh, that's real good.
Definitely a jump in and do it kind of guy, and learn as you go kind of guy. I'm definitely learning as I go. So we've got a few runs, probably more than a few on this side. That, over here we got quite a bit. So it looks like where I kind of concentrated on the bare spots, we got more runs. But also, I had used too much reducer again. Look at that. Still got to try and learn from my mistakes. This side came out much better. I used less reducer. This is the passenger side. Much, much better. And then on the roll pan, I did get a few runs just because I went way too heavy right there in the center where I came around and hit. Same thing as on the Beetle when I got some runs, no biggie. Would it be nice if I didn't? Sure, because I'd have less work for sanding. But luckily it can just be sanded out. And we'll just say, hey, it's more material to get the panel flatter. I went around, did a second coat on some spots, and some spots needed like a third. Real happy with the passenger side. Super happy with that. So, am I happy with these results? Yeah, it just sucks. I'm gonna have to do some more painting, but I did get good coverage. The bed side looks fine. There's no crazy things that I didn't notice as far as like a ding or dent or crack. Everything looks okay other than those damn runs. Same shirt, different day. It may not seem like it, but it is cold. It is 42 or 3 degrees, and to me as a Florida boy, that's cold. So I got my beanie on, got my long sleeve. I'm gonna be block sanding today. Not so much block sanding, but just sanding smooth all these areas, and then wherever it needs it, sure, I'll go ahead and block sand. We're not going for absolute show truck perfection, but we want it to look good. And this looks fantastic, real good. So I'm sure you can see this on camera. I'm going in with 320 on a soft block. I'm just gonna knock it all down. Luckily, this stuff sands real nice and easy. Looking good. Doing kind of an X pattern. So I'm already getting down into here. That's fine. We're probably going to reseal anyway. Yeah, we're going to have to reseal for sure. No big deal. What matters is the result. Juan is here to help me. I appreciate it. We're gonna just do a whole bunch of sanding, so sit back and enjoy. Tailgate all sanded nice and smooth. We're gonna hit everything with 400 grit. Even if we go through a little bit, that's fine. We wanna get everything nice and straight, nice and flat. And then I'm gonna come in and actually seal. I was doing some reading, like I should have done, on the data sheet for this primer. And once you do over reducing, so 4:1 to, let's say 4:1 to 2 parts of reducer, you wanna use the 1.3 to 1.4 tip. So I'm gonna use the Black Widow. So we're just gonna go all the way down, get everything nice and flat, smooth with the 400 grit, and probably finish off with the ultrafine gray in all the tight little areas. But real quick, if you're gonna be putting a roll pan on your truck, okay? If you think you're gonna get on Amazon, buy a nice little $80 roll pan and have your buddy paint it, or your paint guy paint it and slap it in, you're wrong. It's gonna need some shaping to fit perfectly. So I had to shape all of this on both sides. I actually had to curve it out a little bit, the whole roll pan, and also here, I had to bring these pretty much in so that this can be spaced out and it can meet the body line. I'm still probably gonna have to use a washer or two when I go to mount it. The primer that comes on these roll pans, they're not great. So sand it down, reprime it, probably give it a block sand. You can see here I got some high spots. We're just gonna leave that as is, and then I'll move on to this spot. Sanded, everything's wiped down. We're gonna do 2 coats of sealer, and then tomorrow we're gonna scuff it all up with the gray, just give it a good scuffing, and hit it with the paint. We're doing this mostly so that we can see if there's any issues. I'd rather catch it now versus when I'm ready to paint. I don't have enough experience to say, hey, yes, this is 100% ready. I'm not sure about that yet. I'm sure with time and experience and more paint jobs, I'll get there. But for now, we're just playing it safe. Just a few extra steps, but that's fine. Part of the process. So yesterday we sealed the whole bed, we sealed the tailgate and the roll pan and the lights. We're going around with 600 grit, and then we're gonna do the gray Scotch-Brite just so everything sticks well. Juan's back helping me again. What an awesome guy. We got new lights and we blew everything out of the shop. We're gonna have to do that again, but we wanted to get like a pre-clean, I guess. Blew all the walls down, got everything sucked out. Did a lot of buying of stuff today. So I got some new hoses because mine were already leaking. Got more lights to put up. I got 6 in total, plus those LED squares that I got back there. I got a light for my... I got a light for my paint gun. I got air filters and dryers for the air coming into the gun. Looking good. Had to get a refill on those. And then here we got a bunch of stuff from the paint store. PB3. Sorry, it's not electric blue, it's intense blue. Got the ultra fine Scotch-Brite gray. Gonna be hitting all the edges and creases and everything. We want that paint to adhere. Get a good mechanical adhesion. Gonna fold this and tuck it right there. Just go along all the edges. That'll make sure we get a good adhesion for the paint. I took off the fuel cap and I just went ahead and hit it with a self-etching primer. So we could get some good paint adhesion. We don't want to do all this work for nothing. We got some good lighting set up now. Everything's already tacked. Well, he's tacking now. Everything's already sanded and hit with the ultra gray Scotch-Brite. We're just going around retacking everything. We already went around and cleaned everything. But check it out. Look at all these lights and stuff. Definitely a big improvement compared to the Volkswagen. Wow. Volkswagen paint job. We got everything hung over here. Juan doing the final tack. I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing paint and getting it ready for shoot. Give it a good shaking, and then I'm gonna open it up and stir it. I actually had it upside down for a while. Just get all the stuff mixed real good. Intense blue, beautiful color. So this base coat is gonna get mixed 1-to-1. Very nice. Whew, I am excited. Alrighty, it's gonna be 1-to-1. We're using medium reducer because it's about 70 degrees right now. Okay. Should be plenty to go around for the first coat at least. I gotta figure out how to keep that from happening. There we go. Our gun's nice and clean from the other day. I'm gonna do a couple test shots, get everything set up. Again, upside down. I think we're golden. I'll start shooting. This ain't gonna do. Oh yeah. Thank you to my sister. Reboot Russ Garage. Got a few more coming in. We're gonna shoot our first coat. Got our fancy light on here. We'll go around the edges first. Ooh. Yes, thank you, Juan. That's perfect for a first coat. Never mind, this is not good. Something happened here. You got a reaction, it looks terrible. We're just gonna wipe it off. That is no good at all. I'm not sure what happened, but no good.
Had another paint reaction on the roll pan, so I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this and see what the issue is. Is it bad prep, or is it something in the paint, something in the air? We'll see. It's not good. Something's wrong.
Hopefully you can hear me. So we did some testing and we found out that using dirty kitchen towels or clean kitchen towels that may have some oil contamination from cooking probably isn't the best thing to wipe down a truck you're gonna paint. Yeah, so we went around and hit it with a brand new white, just regular kitchen paper towel, and then we tack ragged it and blew everything off.
That's much better. I just did a light coat on here to see if we'd have any reaction. It's looking fine right now. Let me paint it. Hopefully the bed doesn't fall. I'm putting a lot of trust into this little wooden thing that is holding up the bed. Oh, I'm gonna do this stuff back here. Again, this is a small piece. That doesn't mean you have to do a bunch of coats. Imagine it as a bigger piece and just go through the motion. But make sure you get good coverage, obviously. This is probably gonna need 3 coats on everything, and maybe 1 drop coat to get the good metallic flake all over, making it look good and even. So you could hit the trigger and not get any paint out. So when you see me doing something like this, that doesn't mean I'm automatically spraying paint. It's only until I press it more that it'll let the paint out. So right here, nothing. And then I'm just hitting it a little bit and staying in motion so I can get into that area real good. I went around and hit some areas that were pretty light.
I hope you can hear me. They were pretty light. They look a lot better now. It's got full coverage everywhere. So I'm gonna go around once this gas is off, and I'm gonna do what's called like a flow coat almost for the metallic. I'm gonna up the pressure a little bit,
and then go the opposite direction of how I've been spraying,
so that all the metallic lays out evenly, and it doesn't look like there's any tiger striping or more clumps of metallic from that intense blue pearl. So it should come out real good. Everything's looking great. No weird reactions anymore. It was definitely dirty. Nice and quiet now. Got the fan off for a little bit. When we tack everything down, I'm gonna mix clear. This is 2-to-1. It's a premium clear coat. Supposedly it's a little better than the stuff on the Volkswagen. I was very happy with the stuff on the Volkswagen, and it's the same stuff that I used on my buddy's Integra. Held up great. So if this is better, cool. I'll take it.
Okay, that looks decent. See how that looks. I get all the edges and all the details. Just went inside and took a little break. This is how we're looking so far. This is the first coat. Got to run here. That can be sanded out, no biggie. All that little dust and stuff, that can be polished out. No biggie. But it's looking good. The blue is intense. It is nice. It'll run right here. This will all buff out real good. I'm getting good coverage, good reflection. Got all the edges, so now we're gonna refill and do both bed sides, and that should be done. Dame la pincita. The bug. Gracias, Juan. Oh, I gotta mix up a little bit more real quick. I think I got it all.
Had the bed and all these parts drying for a couple days now. Everything looks real nice. I'm super happy. I highly recommend those LED lights from Harbor Freight, the linkable ones. Excellent. Helped out a ton. I was able to see really well. So everything got a little bit of dust because of the wind that's been here. Been a little windy and cold. But check it out. That's just dust. Pretty nice finish. Definitely needs a cut and buff. You got some orange peel, of course. But the coverage is excellent. Very happy with the blue. Very happy with the coverage. Everything looks good. Again, it's dusty from all the wind. Yeah, real dusty. These little parts turned out great too. Again, a little buffing. Real nice. The blue is nice. Very pretty. I like that blue a lot. Got some runs. Got a run here, here, and here, and then in a couple other spots around. So the goal for today is remove the bed, remove the bumper, fit the new bumper on so I could drill the holes. Obviously I want to do that before I paint so I don't risk hitting it in the corner and damaging it after paint. We're getting rid of this chrome bumper, putting in the sport bumper. It's all plastic and that gets painted. It has a different mount from the older trucks, so I got to drill a couple holes. We're gonna plug these holes today, get all the body work done on that, hopefully. This fender's getting replaced. To fix this rust, while it's not hard or impossible, I do have to pull the fender to get to the inside here or pull the door. If I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna replace it with a better conditioned fender. That's the beauty of living in Florida. I got access to tons of great parts. The bed's coming off. That's gonna be probably the biggest thing we're gonna do right now. And then remove all the lights, remove all the mirrors, all the rubber, door handles, all the inside stuff. The inside of the doors and the door jambs are getting painted blue as well. So all this has to come off, all the rubber. The door panels we're gonna be painting like we did on the Beetle up into the door. Gotta remove the headliner so we could weld up the holes up here. Rather than wasting a ton of time and a ton of sandpaper, what I'm gonna do is use aircraft remover, Ultra. I'm gonna put it on all these old parts here, strip the paint off completely so we get to bare metal. And then wherever there's rust, I'm gonna use Osfo, which is a green liquid that turns it into a phosphate of some sort. It becomes paintable, and like that you don't have issues with painting on rust. It's not rust anymore. It transforms it in 24 hours. So I gotta get that on today so that I can prime it all tomorrow. And then the next day I can paint. I got the bed loose already. That was easy, just 8 bolts and then the gooseneck ball. Got my Buick up here. More videos coming soon on that. So I got the front bumper off and I went to test fit and I said, something ain't right. Well, that's a giant bend and all these mounts are bent all wrong. Everything, there's no way this is gonna fit. This is all bent here, bent way up here. So this is pretty much junk. I got another one. I went to the junkyard, found one in way better condition, and then they had another one. I did not rip up a sport bumper. It was already torn. That's where I got a fresh cut and a fresh cut. It was already ripped all the way around. So I need that and that. And this actual metal bumper is in way better condition. That can be straightened out. So we'll be using this instead. If it'll stay there, that'd be great. Hey, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Woo. Gonna get this fender pulled off so we can put this nice one on it. And we're gonna be deleting the antenna. He wants a flush look. So obviously we'll be doing that on the new one. And no antenna. Running low on time, just getting some stuff done. Batteries in, air filters in, got a box, got the fender on. Juan's helping me out again. What a gangster. Just pulling out some interior plastic so we can get all the weather stripping out, paint inside the door jambs and whatnot. I just fit the new sport grill on. That fit nicely. The new used front bumper from the junkyard is much better than that one. I was able to bang out the little dent that it had here, and then I could straighten that out. Shouldn't be too big a deal. Got the window down. I'm gonna pop these off also. Starting from over here maybe. Yeah, that'll give us a better paint adhesion all through here and outside. It's got a little fold. There's no reason to try and tape that. No reason. Got the window back up so I can remove the door handles. Gonna do that on both sides. These are gonna get refinished in black. We had talked about doing them in blue, but it wouldn't look all that good. Nice black to differentiate, set it off. Pain in the ass. There we go, the other rod fell down. Release it. Oh. Yep. Awesome. Aircraft Ultra is what we're using. This is some really good paint remover. You gotta be really careful with it. It does work on plastics. It says not to put it on seams, because if it leaks into the seams, it'll stay there, and when you put the new coating, it'll ruin it. You gotta be real careful. I'm probably gonna use this on that fender. Sorry, not the fender. Well, yeah, that fender. But the new bumper as well, because I want it to strip. It says don't put it on thin, put it on thick. And then you can just wash it off with water. Impressive stuff. It is stanky. Pressure cleaning in the cold is not a great idea. I had to shower so fast after I got that done. But here we are, next morning. It did pretty good. It got a lot of layers of paint off. I didn't realize how many layers of paint was on this thing. So all that green is actually the factory primer. You can see that almost everywhere, especially the hood. So I'm gonna go around and with my razor blade, scrape all the old stuff off. Coming out pretty easy actually. And then I'm gonna hit it with sanding and see how that does. Should be way easier now that all those old layers of paint are off. So we'll see. So you can see a lot of layers of paint were removed. Looks much better. Back here we didn't do it, obviously. I pressure cleaned the frame already since we're gonna be doing chassis black paint. But yeah, it's definitely a lot better. And we protected this fender. That definitely helped, using the blade and taking off all the loose stuff. I'm gonna go around with 120 grit now, see what that does. Worst case, I'll have to do the aircraft paint remover again, but hopefully not, because I don't wanna wet this again. I wanna prime today. So that was working, but I'm on a time crunch. So if I don't get this thing in primer today, I'm gonna be like a week behind schedule. I got this SCT tool, surface conditioning tool, from Eastwood, and I went and bought a really aggressive drum from Harbor Freight. So we'll see what that does. Hopefully it'll take care of all this stuff quickly, because I need to get it done. All right, we're gonna give this a shot, see what it does. Okay, it works, but I need my mask. Ah! Okay, now let's try this again. Check that out. So it's definitely tiring as far as the tool. Like, it's pretty heavy. It's very loud, very messy. Definitely recommend eye protection, ear protection, lung protection, face mask, something. But it works well, really well. Definitely gonna have to work out a bunch of places on this fender. I'm not sure if I'll do that before or after priming. Probably before. I'll pull some just to get it as straight as I can, and then hopefully the rest will just be a little bit of filler. Got the truck stripped. Gonna see if we can pull these little dings now before we prime. The better they come out, the less body work we'll have to do as far as filler and repriming, smaller area and whatnot. It is crunch time for sure. Got a little crease right here. I'm gonna try to get that one. Usually these fall off easier, I guess, because the metal is so well prepared now, it's sticking too good. I went around and hit all the small dings with that ding puller, but now I'm gonna put this on this big one, and then with my homemade hammer, slide hammer puller thingy, I'll see if I can pull that. because that's definitely not going to come out with the ding puller. Oh, it helps if I turn it on. Definitely pulled quite a bit, but it pulled a little bit of the metal here. I'm gonna try the stud dent puller thingy now and see. That worked pretty well. I think that's good. Jumping through time here a little bit. Got the truck in the shop. Everything's pretty much sanded for what we need to do epoxy primer on. So we're not worrying about the door jambs right now, but we are taping in case of overspray. Tomorrow is going to be the sealer, and then the next day we'll paint. So right now, while Juan is taping, again, huge thank you. While Juan is taping, I'm going to be doing the chassis black, and then hopefully we'll be ready to do the epoxy primer black.
Alrighty, let's see how this sprays. Real nice. We're trying to get coverage on everything that I can see, but also can't see. Because while we do want it to look good from the bottom and the outside, we also want to protect. So I'm not only worried about looks. Got my air pressure at about 24. That seems to be doing real good.
All right, so the chassis is all sprayed in black. Went underneath as well. Got freaking filthy. Looks real good. Paint fumes are crazy, bro. Looks real good. It's a flat black, chassis black, nothing special. I went and grabbed the rear outside duals and I painted where they're gonna look. These are not the wheels Laz is gonna run, but it'll look a lot better for the presentation. I also did the front wheels. Yeah, looks good. It is 11 o'clock at night. We're doing the final wipe down to then do epoxy primer. I'm toast. Juan is toast. We're done, dude. But very important steps. Gotta get this all done. Got this all rust reformed. Everything's looking real good. I learned from our mistakes. We got new microfibers now. O'clock at night. I am toast, but this thing needs another coat. I'm gonna go a little thicker, not so reduced on the next coat. It's too thin, so it's gonna need another coat. We're gonna put it on a little thicker. If you know me, you know at this time I get kind of delusional, but we're gonna finish this tonight. Alrighty. Looking real good. Obviously, it's all still wet. We opted to keep this bodywork there. It's previous bodywork actually, but it's pretty good. So all this looks good. It looks a little strange because it's still drying, but tomorrow it'll look like a flat black paint job. I did a truck like that recently and it came out really good. And just left it. The guy wanted it just flat black. Yeah, we got some great coverage. Real good. So after the epoxy primer dried, we had issues, of course. It took long to dry. I got delayed and then I had to rush. So I couldn't really take much video, but here we are in 2K primer after the epoxy, and I did some more block sanding, found some issues, had to reprime again, of course. Right here you can see that. Did some more sanding after that to make everything smooth. Got it in paint. Came out real nice. Everything went smoother than the bed did, thank God. That's in clear. Very happy with the results. So again, sorry for the lack of video, but it was very similar to what I did with the bed. Here's the front bumper. Came out beautiful. That bumper I got from the junkyard. And then here's both of them baking in the sun. Beautiful color. This was loaded up on the truck on the way to Miami to drop it off to Laz. I was fully loaded. Man, I had so much stuff to take to Miami. Not just for Laz, but for other customers and family. It was a ton of stuff. That's a dually fender in the back of his truck that I did for his other dually. Yes, he has many dualies. This was, I think, a few nights after I dropped it off. We had done some work together on it, putting it back together, making it look good. I think I did wet sanding at this time, if I'm not mistaken. And then I had to come back and do buffing, which you'll see here in about a minute. I did buffing on it, polishing, just getting the exterior looking great. He put a newer dash. That is a 98 dash. Very nice. He'll be doing some paint matching on that soon with the doors, just making it all look real nice. New tints. It's been a while since those last pictures and that voiceover I just did. I'm in Miami right now, doing the final cut, buff, polish on the truck. I did some wet sanding on those runs the other day. I say the other day, it's been months. Right now it's hot. Earlier in the video, it was cold. It's hot now. Look at that butt. This thing is nice. All right, got the black polisher foam pad on it with some purple 3M polish. Gonna polish it. Already did the whole buffing on this bedside. This is what I'm using. Perfect It 06094. You don't want to use a whole lot on your pad because then you're kind of just applying a polish. You want to use this to do a final cut. And yes, the polish will polish, but you don't want to just smear it on. You want it to actually do something. So don't put a whole lot. Put it more on the edges now since I'm going to be in this side here. Yeah, there's some better tools for this if you got a smaller little pad, but this will be fine. I'll be careful. I promise. I promise. Okay. I like it. Very nice. Yes. Perfect? No. Nice truck. Yeah. Classic Miami. You finish a car, finish washing a car, and it starts raining. I'm super happy with how this truck came out. Laz is super happy. He's ecstatic. Look at that beauty. Beautiful. Got the other dually done just before the rain started. Real good. I appreciate you guys bearing with me and waiting for this video to come out and watching it to the end. Been a lot going on. I recently became self-employed, so it's tough right now. Time-wise, I don't have time. So just bear with me. I am going to be working on the Buick very soon. I finally got the parts car parked next to my car. So I'm gonna be transferring parts and cutting sheet metal. Gonna be trying to save as much money as possible. So budget friendly, DIY friendly. Subscribe, you're gonna like those videos. It's gonna be really cool. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next ones.